Hi, my name's Denise Maccabe. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator on the central coast of New South Wales, and this is my Makeup Monday for the 5th of October. Once again, I'm doing some Christmas cards using non-Christmas stamp sets. This one I'm using the Beautiful World stamp set. Saturday was World Card Making Day, and I didn't really put it together, but I was using globes and worlds. But anyway, that was a bit of a coincidence. So I made these two cards yesterday using the World of Good and using the globe that had the Australia on it, because that's where we are in Australia, down under, and using the Emboss Resist technique. So I just thought I'd show you that technique. It's an old technique, but it's a good one to always remember and reuse. This one I used Misty Moonlight, and the greeting is from a very old Christmas greeting stamp set called Many Merry Messages. I got that, oh gosh, when I first joined Stampin' Up, so it's at least 12 years old, that stamp set, but I do love it and I hang on to it because it's always good to have lots of Christmas greetings that you can put on the inside of the card. And this one I just like Peace, Love, Joy. I used a strip of the silver foil here and a little bit of the Misty Moonlight in colour ribbon and the in colour enamel dots on that card. This card I used Pretty Peacock, and I used an old retired, it doesn't look like it's stuck, an old retired die with the peace die. There is a new one in the Christmas catalogue that if you're wanting a new peace, joy, and let me just find it. I will come across it. Oh, here we go. This is the one. It's Peace, Joy and Bright in the new holiday catalogue, and it's got a layering piece and the outline sort of to back it. But this is one I had from a die set I had from years ago, and I just used that, and I put the brightly Christmas gleaming Merry Christmas greeting on it, on the card front. And these are the holiday rhinestones and the Snowflake Splendor ribbon. So let's go ahead and make another one using the Emboss Resist technique. So I'll put those to one side. So I've got all my card bits already here. I'll just make sure it's still in view. Yes. This one I thought I'd do Misty Moonlight again, and I've used the brushed metallic card, and this is the bronze card out of the annual catalogue. I thought I'd do that for the layering card piece, and I've made my white a little bit smaller, my Whisper White cardstock a little bit smaller, just to get a bit more of the metallic card behind it. So I'll put those pieces aside. I've got my Versamark ink. I'll get my globe out and I'll continue on with the globe that's got Australia. Okay, so with my anti-static pillow, I'm going to just dust down my cardstock and Versamark ink. I've got my heat tool ready. So just ink up your stamp. Now, when you're using the Versamark, you can't actually see where you've been stamping because it's clear. But once you put the embossing powder on, you can get a good image. You can kind of see it, but you might not be able to see it in the camera. Versamark ink's quite sticky, so you just got to sort of hold the paper if you can. I'll go this way. Okay, so that's stamped. Now I'm just going to bring in my white embossing powder. The young couple next door are renovating, so I'm hoping he doesn't use any of his power tools while I'm doing this video. And I've got my window open, so that just blew away. Anyway, that's okay. I'll put the lid on it now. So you get your heat tool and just hold your card. I've got a little space there, which was not planned. There we go. So I'll get rid of that spoon, and I'm going to just grab a cloth and wipe down my desk. Just because the white embossing powder blew around. There we go. Okay, so I'll bring that back in and put my powder away. Now, then what I did, so with Emboss Resist is you get a sponge. I've got a sponge here. And I used a few colours. I used Balmy Blue, Coastal Cabana and Misty Moonlight on this card. This one I just used Coastal Cabana and Pretty Peacock. But I think I like the bluer card better. So that's what we're going to use today. Okay, so just get a little bit on your sponge and in circular motions just to come onto your cardstock, and see how the white embossing starts to shine through with the sponging. So the ink is resisting the white embossing powder that's been heat set. You might think it's covering up the white. Well, I've got a little trick to show you later on, once we've finished sponging, how you can bring the white back. This is a technique that you often forget about, and it's just nice to do it again and represent it on different cards. Oh. And now for some darker Misty Moonlight, but I don't want to be too dark. It's beautiful weather here on the Central Coast for the long weekend. And then I just got the Misty Moonlight and sponged the edges. Okay, so I will close up my ink pads. Now what you do, you can see I've used this tissue for one of the ones I did yesterday. Just give your cardstock a bit of a polish off and see how the ink comes off the white embossed images. So you can actually see, I've got a bit of a, oh no, so you can actually see where, you know, the white embossing much better. got a little tiny scruff there. So that's that. So I'm going to layer that. I'll make sure my birthmark's close. I'm going to layer that onto my brushed metallic cardstock. Yeah, I don't think I need to do anything else with that. Using my Stamp and Seal Plus. I just want to center that. Put that under there. I think that's going to look nice. At metallic, it's the copper, and yet sometimes it looks silver, which is interesting. I thought I might go with the Misty Moonlight ribbon this time. Put some Misty Moonlight ribbon around it. Now I do attach my ribbon with my double-sided tape. It's just a bit easier. I'll move my card base out of the way again. Just do this. So using your grid paper, just line it up if you want to get your ribbon straight. Where will I put it? I'll put it here. I didn't really use my grid paper, did I? I'll just make sure before I stick it down. So that's going to make that match my card base, and I'll do a little bow. I'll cut that off, and I'll attach that when I've done my greeting. So I'm going to get a piece of scrap here, and I think with the Itty Bitty Christmas, I think I'll go with Joy to the World, because that sort of matches up with the globes, doesn't it? And I'll do that in Misty Moonlight. Now I've just got to select a punch. So just bear with me while I grab a punch. Oh, decisions. It's a bit hard. No, that's too small. I'll go with this circular punch. So this is the 1.5 inch circle punch. And that fits perfectly. Can maybe put it there. I think I'll sponge it. You could use a circle die to cut this out if you wanted to, but I'm just doing this on the fly and seeing what I've got handy, and punches are a bit handier than the dies sometimes, I find. I'm just using up some scraps of, in a tangle here, using up some scraps of dimensionals. Don't waste anything, but I'm sure you all know that. So by sponging the edges, it sort of looks like you've layered it onto another colour, but it's a cheat's way. I don't want to cover up Australia. We'll put it there, and I'll move those out of the way. And let's see, we need bling. We definitely need bling. Let's see what bling we've got. Holiday rhinestones, there's not much left on that. No blues on that. Oh, this one looks good. I might do the darker blue. So there's one over here, so I'll use that one. Put it there. And then there's smaller ones here. One more. I always do 3 or 5. I heard somewhere around the traps that that's the best number to do. I don't know why, but it's sort of right. They do look better with 3 or 5. I might put one here. Maybe I need to go 5 then. Interesting. There we go. Do you reckon that's all right? Or should I move my bling somewhere else? No, that'll do. So I could put my ribbon over here. I could put it off center. Off center, I think. Back to my famous glue dots. You can't live without glue dots. So I'll put that there, and I'll snip this end off. And I always put another glue dot underneath my strip of ribbon, just so it's not floating around in the breeze. Oops. The holiday rhinestones are in the main catalogue. And they're great because, as you saw, they've got lots of colours, lots of design, lots of different colours. So I think that looks nice. And that's it. So I will put some dimensional this onto the back. That's that one used up. For a new pack or a new page, and one in the middle. It looks like we've got through the video with no dog barking and no electric tools next door, so that was good. There we go. So that's the Emboss Resist technique. So you heat emboss, stamp with Versamark, heat emboss your embossing powder, and then sponge ink over the top to bring the embossed image out or alive. And then with the tissue you just rub off anything that might be on the embossed part so that the white shines through. And that's my Make It Monday for today, using the Beautiful World stamp set and Itty Bitty Greetings for this card. And I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching.